The Watcher House. In 2014, a young married couple from New York named Derek and Maria Broaddus were ready to start a family. So they decided to buy a house in the suburbs of New Jersey for $1.3 million. It was a beautiful colonial-style home with 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms. The house looked like it came straight out of a picture book and had been featured in Architectural Digest magazine. Everything seemed perfect until they moved in and started receiving mysterious letters from someone who called themselves the Watcher. For over 3 months, the Broaddus family lived in their new home without any problems. And then the letters started coming. The first letter came one day when they were having lunch in their backyard. They were excited to finally be eating outside in their new house and didn't think much of it at first. But when they opened up the letter, they were shocked by what they read. It said, "Whoever lives in my house knows I am God. One day we will all meet. We will play together in the yard. Then you will see how good my sticks are." At first, they thought it was just some kind of prank, but they soon realized that this was just the beginning. Over the next few weeks, more and more letters arrived addressed to whoever was living in the house. But these letters weren't just random messages. They contained disturbing details about the family and their daily activities. For example, one letter said, "I have been watching you for many months now. You are an interesting family. I must say I like your wife and your daughter the best. They play so nicely together in the yard. Keep it up. I watch them every day and I know all their secrets." Another letter said, "You should leave. This house is not safe. No one can live here and be happy. I will watch you and your family, and when the time is right, I will strike. If you want to stay, I suggest you install security cameras. Maybe that will make me happy." And a third letter simply said, "I know what you did last summer." The letters were written in black ink on white paper and were always folded in the same way. But there was one thing that made them even creepier. On the envelope, there was no return address. Whoever was sending them had taken great pains to make sure that their identity would not be known. The police were unable to find out who was behind the letters, which left the family feeling terrified and paranoid. They couldn't help but wonder if the person who was stalking them was watching them from afar or lurking around their neighborhood. Derek and Maria began to feel like they were being watched all the time. They started seeing strange shadows out of the corner of their eye and hearing strange noises in the middle of the night. They even began to notice cars driving slowly past their house at all hours of the day and night. And every time they went outside, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were being judged by unseen eyes. Derek and Maria tried everything they could to try to figure out who was behind the letters. They checked their home security footage, interviewed their neighbors, and even hired a private investigator. But none of it turned up any answers. As the weeks went by, the letters kept coming, and each one seemed to be more disturbing than the last. They became increasingly violent and graphic, describing in detail how the writer would kill and dismember the family members. One letter even threatened to harm their children, which sent the family into a panic. They were now not only scared for themselves, but also for their unborn child. The family couldn't take the stress anymore. So they decided to put their house up for sale and move away. But even that didn't bring an end to the mystery. The letters continued to come even after they had moved out. To this day, the family has no idea who was behind the letters and why they were targeted. Some believe that it was a deranged stalker who had become obsessed with them. Others believe that it was the work of a serial killer trying to scare them away so they would move out and someone else could move in. The police have never given up on the case, though, and they are still trying to find out the truth. This terrifying story is a reminder that there are some things in life that we may never understand. The motives of the writer and the meaning behind the letters may never be fully known, but the fear and paranoia that they cause the family is all too real. It is a chilling tale that will stay with us long after we have finished reading it. So, what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you ever receive a creepy letter from a stranger? Share your thoughts below. I'm really interested to hear your stories. Also, please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. House of Horrors. Now, if you've been a fan of horror movies for a while, then you know that sometimes the scariest monsters aren't the ones that we can see. Take, for example, the classic movie The Silence of the Lambs. It's widely considered to be one of the greatest horror films of all time, and the reason for its success is not just because of its amazing cast or its suspenseful plot. It's also because of the terrifying antagonist, Hannibal Lecter, who is played by Anthony Hopkins. Hopkins' portrayal of Lecter, a brilliant but manipulative cannibalistic serial killer, is so unnerving that he has become a cultural icon. He is perhaps one of the most famous and infamous characters in cinema history. But Lecter is not the only monster that has captivated audiences. Throughout the years, there have been many other terrifying villains who have become household names. One of the most iconic of these is Norman Bates, played by Anthony Perkins in Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Bates is a seemingly harmless young man who runs a motel with his mother. However, it soon becomes clear that he is deeply disturbed, and the film's shocking twist ending reveals him to be a cold-blooded killer. Another unforgettable monster is Freddy Krueger, portrayed by Robert Englund in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Krueger is a child murderer and serial killer who stalks and slaughters teenagers in their dreams. His ability to manipulate the dream world and his gruesome methods of killing have made him one of the most feared villains in horror history. What makes these characters so terrifying is not just their physical appearance or their violent actions. It is their humanity. Despite their monstrous behavior, they are often portrayed as complex and sympathetic characters. We see their humanity in their interactions with other characters, in their motivations for their actions, and in their struggles with their own inner demons. In fact, some of these characters have become so popular that they have transcended the horror genre and have become part of our pop culture landscape. For example, Jason Voorhees, the hockey-masked killer from Friday the 13th, has appeared in numerous films and TV shows, including cameos in popular sitcoms like Friends and cameos in popular sitcoms like Friends. He has also been featured in video games, comic books, and even advertisements. Similarly, Michael Myers, the silent and unstoppable killer from Halloween, has become a recognizable face of horror. His mask has become an iconic symbol of the genre, and he has been parodied and referenced in countless films and TV shows. So, what is it about these characters that has made them so enduring? Perhaps it is their ability to remind us of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of humanity. Or maybe it's their capacity for both great evil and great tragedy. Whatever the reason, one thing is for sure, they are sure to continue to terrify and fascinate audiences for years to come. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more amazing content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.